One tarnation?
I meant to do that.
Howdy folks, this is Applegeek, and here we are with another Saturday and another new episode. This is My Little Pony Season 8, Episode 8. And it's definitely going to be hard to beat last week's episode at this point, but we are in the realm of the leaked episodes, and I have not been hearing spoilers, but I've definitely been hearing a lot of positive buzz about this set of episodes. So, we'll just have to see what this episode brings. Hopefully we're on a good track now for the rest of the season. So, I really have no other announcements or anything. So, without further ado, let's give this a watch. Episode 8, starting now. Oh, Crystal Empire again. Spike, yeah. Just gonna be a Spike episode. Or a Flurry Heart episode. Nice tip. Sunburst. Okay. Whoops.
Ahem. Morning, Sunburst.
What? Oh, hi. No matter how many times I read it, Wynnum's Guide to Magical Arcana never gets boring.
If you say so.
Okay.
I've got another letter for you from Sire's Hollow.
From who, what, huh?
Sure thing.
No tip. That's why I hated going there. What's with all the unread letters? And why are you so, absent-minded here? No!
Could I be experiencing the cerebration transmogrification effect described in Chapter 17?
Yes, you are.
Oh, my cutie mark is glowing.
Or that,
My cutie mark is glowing! I know what this means!
is he going with anyone?
Why am I yelling?
I don't even know what, check, I guess? Okay, we're getting multiple map episodes this season. But is he going with anyone, or is he alone? Starlight was on her own, basically, so... And Sire's Hollow, what... Have we heard that name before? I don't know. This is going to be interesting. That's all I can say. Oh,
Princess
hey,
Twilight,
Swirl.
what an honor this is. I mean, it is, right? I'm called for a friendship mission?
The parent map?
You sure are, and it must be
Oh.
a special one. No
Whose
pony
parents?
outside of
His?
Ponyville has ever been called before.
If you need some pointers, let me know. I've been on my fair share of missions.
Yeah, this is the first time somebody outside
You've been
Ponyville's
on
been
one,
called.
Spike.
And that's my fair share.
No comment.
Starlight! You mean we both
Yo!
called?
Yes!
Yeah, great.
Aren't you excited? You and me, on a mission!
Don't sound so enthusiastic.
I'm sorry, are you not excited to go on a mission with me?
No.
Not with,
yes.
with you, just in
Totally
general.
excited about us going together, just not so excited about where.
Sire's Hollow?
Okay, well, I figured that. What is that?
Yep, home.
Great.
Oh, definitely check!
No. I can go if you two don't want to. I am kind of an expert.
Spike, no tagalongs. Is he going with? Please, okay, good. No offense, but...
It's not that I don't want to go home, it's just that whenever I do, my dad treats me like a filly. Like nothing's changed since I was a foal.
Huh.
I know, I'm a horrible daughter.
No. My mom actually does kind of the same thing.
That what?
I don't even have to go home. She sends me letters constantly asking about my plans for the future. You're a grown-up pony, Sunburst. You need a plan.
Okay. That's what the letters
I
and
haven't
okay.
been home in a while either.
We'll just have to explain to our parents that we're on an important friendship mission, so they can't bother us.
Do you think that will work?
Nope.
Yeah, what kind of a problem are they gonna find here? I've been waiting for this since season 5.
Always stays just how you live. Oh!
What? It's now a gated community?
Where'd that come from?
Welcome to Cyrus Hollow.
Okay.
Essence?
Essence of what?
Yeah, it's now like a gated retirement community, or like for the rich or something.
What is it?
Chocolate? Maybe?
Not chocolate, maybe. Chocolate, definitely.
What?
And all of the benefits with none of the drawbacks.
What?
Didn't this used to be a fruit stand?
I don't know what it used to be.
Smoothie shop?
The Cyrus Hollow Development Committee determined what it is.
The Sire's Hollow Development what? Well, where do ponies buy fruit?
You can get a fruit smoothie 2 doors down.
All the shops
Is
are
Applejack
different.
Moonlight there?
Everything's changed.
Not everything. That's the same as it ever was.
Bookstore?
Sorry, our bookstore has been declared a site of historical significance by the Cyrus Hollow Preservation Society.
You'll have to experience the books from here.
What?
That's why
What?
windows are see-through.
Really? Really?
Preservation Society? What is happening around here?
I'll explain it to you, Sugar Plum.
You
Hi, Dad.
just as cutesy wootsy as that?
Quit it. What is going
Those
on?
faces.
Oh, just a father wanting to preserve our town's rich history for his little pumpkin wumpkin.
Oh my word.
You promised no pumpkin wumpkins in public.
Sorry, chipmunk cheeks.
Don't.
The
You're
memes
preserving
already.
the whole town? That's crazy.
That's exactly what I told him. I said, Firelight, you're crazy.
Firelight, okay.
Mom?
Our village needs the same thing you do, Sunburst. A clear plan for the future. That's why I started the Cyrus Hollow Development Committee. And I've got plans for this little town. Big plans.
Listen here,
Okay.
Stellar Player. I'm not gonna let you turn our historical
Oh,
into Las Pegasus.
Okay.
And I'm not going to let you turn it into a museum.
Are you two fighting over this?
Like
That much
a
is obvious.
friendship problem?
Oh, there's no problem.
Because there is no friendship.
Therein lies the problem.
Well, the good news is, we know why we're here.
Yep. Who better qualified to handle this one?
Maybe we should have sent Spike after all.
Whoa. Is that really a good idea, forcing it?
Sunburst and I were called here to do a job, and it looks like you two are it.
You mean your success depends on us?
And you have to hang out with us the whole time you're here?
Oh no! Yes.
Well, I'll hear what you have to say, but every plan I've made for this town is perfectly reasonable.
Good luck convincing me my preservation efforts don't make sense.
Balance. It's all about balance.
Welcome to Cyrus Hollow.
So we can't hold the books?
What good is a library without
No.
the books being useful?
Can you hold the books?
No.
So no pony can read the books?
Then there's no point.
Isn't she adorable?
Welcome to Cyrus Hollow.
I just don't even know what to say
can
about this.
call them
It's like polar opposites.
Smells, but I call them essence.
Naturally. Oh!
Fruity.
Too bad there's nowhere to get actual fruit.
In the future, all ponies will drink their fruit.
What was in those smoothies?
100% ancient pony grains, just like the town founders ate. Hope you like crust.
Wow. That's some dense bread.
Welcome to Sire's Hollow. Welcome to Sire's
Yeah, that's getting old real fast.
Sire's Hollow. Welcome to Sire's. Okay, it's annoying. I get it.
Yes, thank you. At least you admitted that much.
Maybe my preservation efforts were a little over the top.
How are the wheels staying on their bread cart? Never mind.
I might have been trying to turn the town into a shopping mall.
Well, whatever direction the town takes from now on, how about we work together on it?
Deal.
That was
Sunburst,
way too
You should
easy.
move closer to Ponyville. After this success, I'm sure the Princess of Friendship will want to send you on more missions.
It doesn't
That's
work
not
like
how it
that.
works.
Thank you.
Oh, look at the time. We should get
You
going
don't
now that
have
we've
a
solved the
watch.
friendship problem, right, Starlight?
Nope, no
Yeah,
glowing cutie
it
marks.
is. I don't think we did solve it. When we solve the friendship problem, our cutie marks are supposed to glow.
Oh, don't be disappointed, Puddin'. Your papa will work this out for you.
My papa wasn't called by the map in Twilight's castle. I was.
Exactly. Hey, where are you going, buddy?
How are you going to explain this to the princess? What's your plan if she fires you from friendship quests?
Mom,
It doesn't work like that.
it's not.
Use your words, Sunburst.
I guess you two.
I
are the
feel your
problem we
pain.
sent to solve after all.
So now you don't even know why you're here? We have to figure this out before we run out of time.
Mom, there isn't a time limit.
So
Thank
you're
you.
here for an extra long visit? You can stay in your old room, Punky. It's just like you left it.
Oh my! I gotta go back and freeze frame that.
Now.
Now, I know you have your little job to do, but Stellar and I know the town a lot better than you two.
That's right.
By the way, do they know what Starlight
Home
did?
Ages. You're going to need our help to succeed.
I guess that makes sense.
I already have some ideas.
Me too.
Of course you. Oh, God.
I think I liked it better when they were fighting.
Those two are way more alike than they should be. Their
Now
parents
that I've
are, I
explained
mean.
how Sire's Hollow was founded, we can start to explore.
Oh,
how
no.
possible
Oh,
friendship
no.
problems
Oh,
might be
no.
Developed over time.
The parent map, the
I
parent
appreciate the
trap.
history lesson, Dad.
Oh,
but I need
no.
to find the problem now, in the present.
Oh, now, hun, how are you gonna do that without all the backstory, huh? Oh, of course, I know how hard it is for you to sit still and focus, so would it help you pay attention to hold on to your blankie?
Memes.
Now you've
Well, we know where Starlight got her
Don't
penchant for
worry,
history
I know
from.
exactly what you need to do.
Make a plan?
Already got one. Step 1, interview the suspects. Step 2, use your talents to solve the issue. Step 3, get the Princess of Friendship to send you on more missions.
Step 4, profit.
Mom, it does not work like that.
Thank you. Now what?
Oh, thank goodness you are here.
Ugh.
These two ponies refuse to use my essences.
Badly rehearsed lines.
Maybe because we don't like to cover our natural scent.
Okay. Pony BO is now canon?
And she refuses to buy our books.
Nobody can touch your books.
Surely this is a friendship problem.
Yeah, no.
It needs to be a real friendship problem. You can't just make one up.
Yeah, Twilight knows all about that.
This is what happens when we don't rehearse.
Missing the point entirely.
Starlight, sweetie, I found a really old town bylaw that no pony agrees on. Apparently, we're not supposed to prance or canter after dinner time. Could that be the problem?
Absolutely, 100%.
What are you doing?
Hiding.
Hiding from my mother. She started making up friendship problems for me to solve.
My dad won't even let me talk to any pony in case they're strangers. I'm a
Ouch.
grown bear.
Never
Wow.
going to find the friendship problem with them around, let alone solve it.
Maybe you two should start looking for it on your own.
Only the Pie family is capable of eating those
Okay,
rolls, buns,
so
whatever.
I wanted to talk to all of you,
Loaves
you
of
know,
bread.
in private.
Just to see if there were issues any of you had with your friends.
Got it. Just one question. Why are we whispering?
Because...
They're avoiding their parents.
Exactly.
Of course.
No, not avoiding, just taking a break.
Yeah, we needed to focus.
Potato,
But
potato.
we're definitely not avoiding them.
Right.
So you're whispering with all of us in the darkest corner of the shop, where no pony can possibly see because you're not avoiding them?
But they definitely can't hear us in here, right?
No way! This is the antiquities section. No pony ever comes back here.
Wanna bet?
There you are. What are you doing in here?
How long has he been up there?
I'm in my favorite section of the bookstore.
Of course. Absolutely.
And then I thought the best way to look for a friendship problem in the present
Dad!
was to look back in our town history even farther.
How far back?
First. Oh, finally. Now, I know you don't want me to make up a problem, but what if I start one?
How is that any different?
I mean, no pony ever became a success by following all the rules, right? How are things on your end?
Couldn't be better. New leads and such.
Guys?
We really are providing excellent assistance, aren't we?
Guys!
I
How are we
dare
gonna
say
fix
our
this?
children should be grateful for our help.
Guys!
We don't want your help!
Ouch.
I'm sorry. You don't want our help?
That's ridiculous. What reason could you possibly have for that?
Because
Because
they're...
you're driving us crazy!
Oh, really? And just how am I driving you crazy?
By always coming up with plans! I don't need a plan! I mean, maybe I do, but it'll be mine, not yours!
Well, I'm sorry for trying to help.
Wow.
And you're not any better. I'm not a filly. I'm a grown pony with a job to do, and I'll do it on my own.
Well, I'll let you get to it then.
So the mission was having to stand up to their parents to get
Now
their
we have
parents
smooth
to
things over with our
realize their
parents
own mistakes.
On top of finding and solving a friendship problem.
It's almost like our relationship with our parents is the friendship problem.
You don't think that's it, do you?
Oh.
That's what all of us think.
Why couldn't we have been sent to stop a war or something?
Wow.
Dad?
Okay, well this is a different
Ms.
twist.
Glimmer, how is your friendship problem search going? I only ask as an interested observer, since I know you are an adult who's capable of doing things without help from any pony else.
Actually, I think Sunburst and I figured out what it is.
So, Stellar and I weren't really helpful after all.
Actually,
Well, we
you
haven't
kind
actually
of were.
solved it, and I don't think we can. Not without you.
Oh. Taste your own medicine.
Oh, did you come by to be driven crazy by more of your mother's plans?
No, I came to apologize.
Well, it's going to take more than an apology to make up for telling me you don't want my help finding your friendship problem.
Oh, I'm not sorry for that. Starlight and I already figured out what the problem is.
This is a terrible apology.
Well, if you come with me and help fix it, I'll give you a better one.
Usually
Okay.
Twilight or one of our other friends gets called to a place with a friendship problem to fix.
But Starlight and I realized we came here to fix a friendship problem we already had.
I'm sorry I've been avoiding coming home, Dad, but you can't keep treating me like a foal.
I'm sorry, Sugar Bun.
How many pet names does she
I
have?
just know how hard things were for you when you left home. I guess I wanted you to feel safe, like when you were young.
Dad, I know I've made some mistakes, and I'll probably make a bunch more, but I learned from them. I think that's what growing up is.
Still don't know if he knows the whole story. And
I'm
Sunburst?
sorry I never told you how much your plans bothered me, and I know you just want me to succeed, but I need to do that on my own.
I remember how lost you were when you flunked out of magic school. I thought, as long as you had a plan, you'd never feel that way again.
Oh,
You don't have to worry, Mom. I need to find my own
right
way.
in the feels.
I definitely don't feel lost anymore.
Maybe the tears will soften up that bread a little bit.
Cutie mark is such a symbol of accomplishment. I don't suppose there's a way for you to get it to glow all the time.
Pretty sure it doesn't work that way.
Personal
Not
space,
unless we
Mother.
solve the friendship problem every few seconds, and I kind of hope this one will be it for a while.
You know, it seems to me your map is saying we're not just your parents. We're your friends, too.
Aww.
So,
So, if I promise to treat you less like a little filly and more like a friend, will you visit more?
absolutely.
And if you start to drive me crazy again, I'll tell you instead of never coming home.
That's lovely of you to say, dear. But you know, I can always visit you.
Stellar, you're a genius!
Oh no!
How do you feel about a road trip?
I might have a few plans for that.
Of course you do! Yeah, that train cannot come soon enough. Okay! Well, this was different. This was very different. I do love that the map is kind of branching out in the types of problems that it sends ponies to fix, though. I mean, we saw that with the CMCs, and now we're seeing it here. And this is actually almost kind of along this, more along the lines of Spike's mission, where he sort of created his own problem, then he was sent to fix his own problem. So that here, Starlight and Sunburst had this long-standing issue with their parents, and they needed to fix that too. The only thing I'm not really, I'm kind of confused about here is why they didn't really fix the problem in the town with... Hopefully we'll come back around to that at some point in the future. I mean, they set this up for future appearances of these characters since they want to go visit their kids now, so... Also wondering about if Sunburst is actually going to move to Ponyville or not. I doubt it, but... yeah, probably not. He's the Crystaller or whatever, so... Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling here. Just stay tuned, guys. I will be right back with my more focused thoughts on this, so stay tuned. Alrighty. Well, we have another map episode, just 2 episodes after the previous map episode, the first one we had this season. How many of these are we going to have this season at this rate? I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. I don't care how many map episodes we get, because these are awesome. It is... I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It is such an awesome plot device to just be able to very quickly and logically launch us into these crazy adventures and stuff. Various friendship missions and whatnot without a whole lot of crazy exposition build up and whatever to get us there. Just like, hey, let's get to the adventure right now and then we'll figure it out as we go along. It's a really convenient way to do that. So I love that. Yeah, as Twilight pointed out, now the map is called somebody outside Ponyville even to go on a map mission, namely Sunburst. So clearly the boundaries of this, or what we thought the boundaries are just kind of like one by one being wiped out. It can call anyone it wants from anywhere it wants for any reason whatsoever, basically. And since all the restrictions seem to be off now, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say I would really love to see a Discord map episode. I think he deserves it, honestly. I mean, he's grown so much. I think there's a story to be had where he could be a perfect individual to go solve a certain problem. You know, I think I said in my wish list that there is, you know, I wanted to see Discord have to use all his crazy powers and stuff for, you know, for a force of good, which we haven't really seen him do too much. So that could be interesting. And I'll one up this by saying I think it would be awesome if we had Discord and Trixie together teamed up for a map episode. That could be all kinds of crazy, chaotic fun. I mean, they got along pretty well at the end of season. Is that 7 or 6 now? It's blurring together. No, it's end of season 6. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be fun to see those two back together again. But anyway, enough about that. As far as this map episode goes, we're also seeing kind of some shifts in the type of missions that it sends ponies on. I mean, we saw with the CMCs, with Terramar, that wasn't really a friendship problem per se, and it definitely wasn't a cutie mark problem. It was more of a family relationship issue with the split families. And that actually is kind of reflected here too. I mean, you could sort of say it's a friendship problem with Sunburst and Starlight needing to be like friends with their parents, but really it's more of a family, you know, it's like a parent-child relationship issue going on there. And also in terms of the characters called to go on the mission, just like with Spike, where he basically created the problem that he was then called to go fix. The real problem with this was the relationship between Sunburst and Starlight and their respective parents. That was the problem. So, you know, we kind of got a little bit of a bait and switch on this one. You know, first the conflict seemed to be the map mission seemed to be the conflict between their two parents. There's, you know, friction with the different ways that they wanted to run the town. You know, one preserving history and one being super forward and progressive and whatever. And you know, that problem, as I said at the end of my reaction, I said that, you know, it didn't really get solved. Well, after I went back and watched it again, it's like, okay, it sort of did, because like midpoint in the episode, we had the moment where they're like, okay, yeah, we realize how ridiculous we've been with all these crazy things, you know, like the super restrictive, you know, preservationist things, and you know, all these other, you know, like the gate thing and whatever. It's just like, yeah, these are ridiculous, and it's just causing all kinds of friction in town. Like, it's clearly not working. We promise from this point forward we're gonna, you know, work together for, you know, to find common ground to, you know, for the sake of the town and stuff. That's basically how it ended up in a nutshell. And it unfortunately we didn't really get to see any outcome from that. Like, we didn't actually see them follow through on any of that promise because we went to the other problem. And so it's a little bit of a weak resolution there. I would have liked to have seen something happen with that, but I think the door's kind of wide open on that for seeing these parents again in the future, though. So that's good at least. But yeah, the real problem was the relationship between parent and child with these two families here, and you know, it kind of makes sense, but as far as why the map only now called them to fix this problem, because clearly Starlight and Sunburst have had this rift with their parents for quite a long time. So, like, why just now? I mean, besides the fact that the writers just decided to give us this story, I mean, like, in-universe explanation, why did it take this long? I think that basically can be answered by observing the fact that the character flaws of the parents were causing both problems, both their conflict with each other and their relationship problems with their kids. You know, with Starlight's father, Firelight, he has a bit of an issue where he keeps living in the past. He's always digging into historical stuff. He loves history, and there's nothing wrong with that, and wants to preserve the town the way it is. Nothing really wrong with that, too, as long as you don't take it to the extreme. But then, that likewise, that extended to Starlight, where he just only was seeing her as the little girl that he remembered, the little foal that he remembered raising. He's not acknowledging that she's actually a grown mare now and has her own life. And, it's just has all these crazy pet names for her and stuff. Chipmunk Cheeks is still my favorite one of those pet names. I hope the fan artists do something crazy with all those names or something. They're comic artists, whatever. But anyway, and Sunburst's mother, Stellar Flare, she's much more forward-thinking, progressive, whatever. And she's got plans for every possible scenario. I mean, she's got big plans for the town, plans for road trips, plans for this. I mean, she's the kind of pony where she's probably got backup plans for her backup plans for her backup plans. And I would like to see her and Twilight get together for something, or even with Pinky too, any of these planners and stuff, because I'm willing to bet Stellar Flare can outplan any of them. but yeah, because of all this planning and stuff, I mean, she's kind of a bit of a control freak, really. I mean, always wanting to have a plan for something, and it's like her plans are the best, and she knows best and whatever, and that kind of caused a problem with Sunburst, where she just, without realizing it, she's kind of tried to take over his life and tell him how to live his life, and he doesn't want that to be the case. He wants to be able to live his own life. So, that kind of makes sense that way. So, really these character flaws in the parents were the source of both of these issues. And obviously both of them love their kids very much. That's obvious, but just a matter of their being kind of overbearing in their love for them. And this is very similar to the problem that we saw with Rainbow Dash's parents in parental guidance. Now, granted, they were much worse in regards to public embarrassment of their child, but it really boiled down to the fact that they loved their daughter very much, and they just wanted to be there and help support her and show their love for her in every way possible. Likewise, Firelight just wanted to continue to comfort and protect his little girl, and he's saying he didn't even want her to talk to any strangers or whatever. I mean, clearly there's an issue of being overprotective there. Makes me wonder a little bit about the past there that wasn't revealed very much, but there's that. And then Sunburst's mom just really wanted Sunburst to succeed in life. When she saw he was floundering after magic school and stuff, she just wanted to make sure that he had a plan, that he wasn't gonna lose out on some big opportunities or whatever, that he had a path forward to succeed in life. So that basically they all just kind of failed to acknowledge that their kids are grown up, they're adults, and they need the space to make their own choices and find their own way in life. It's not that they can't still love them and be there to support them when necessary, but there needs to be sort of a the respectful distance there, where you allow them to live their own lives. If they come ask you for help, that's fine, then you can give it. But and sometimes they do need a little bit of poking now and then, but overall it needs to be more of on a request basis. Otherwise you end up just kind of looking like you're trying to control their lives. So, and then this is a very common problem. It's kind of a repeat issue because of parental guidance here with an MLP, but this is very reflective of real life issues. So it's always interesting to look at different angles of this type of scenario. And I think really as far as the moral goes, it's more just, sort of a dual message, both on the parent side and the kid side here too. On the kid side, it's more just, being honest with your parents and not running away from and ignoring the problems that are driving this wedge between you. That's, you know, just like with Rainbow Dash, they kind of let this problem just sit for so long that it built up, and to the point where now when they're being sent to fix the problem, things have gotten out of hand, and it led to a little bit of a blow up. So if they dealt with this a long time ago, things probably wouldn't have gotten this bad. So, and it's hard. It's hard to confront parents and tell them to back off. I know. I think everybody goes through that at some point or another when they got parents that love them. So it's hard to really give like a blanket rule, say, you know, here's how to approach the situation, because every situation is unique. But just, you know, good pointers to keep in mind at least. So, but yeah, definitely got some good character growth this episode. Starlight, the teenage years. Yeah, it seems as though she left her hometown when she was a teenager. You know, since her dad said that her room was just the way that she left it. And yeah, I'm just gonna pull this up here because I've got a few things to talk about in this little image here. First of all, wow, punk goth type thing going on here. Come on, fan artists. Starlight plus Punk Rarity plus, I think we can throw Mod in there a little bit. Goth Fluttershy, I mean, Twilight. We can make this happen, but let's get a group photo going on here. But anyway, specifically in this photo, this screen capture, few things here. I was looking for evidence of kites, and at first I thought there weren't any, but if you look close, zoom in here, right up at the top here, there's what appears to be sort of a batwing style kite with little, you know, ribbons hanging down. And also over here, it's mostly off camera, but you can see another little, what looks like a kite tail hanging down from something up on the ceiling there. So there is early evidence of her interest in kites. The crystals, somebody pointed out to me, you know, why does she have crystals? Because this town didn't seem to have any architecture or be near anything where there would be crystalline structures. Where here we see it on a nightstand, and also this big cluster of crystals down here. And I got to thinking about that, and I'm like, for a goth subculture, if you will, within Equestria, like, what would their role model be? You know, what type of personality within the world of Equestria would be somebody that type of that group of individuals would look up to? And my mind immediately went to King Sombra. You know, granted, he was gone for 1,000 years, but there's probably stories about him through myth and legend and whatever from from over 1,000 years ago. So that could potentially be a link there or something. Hard to say. Just something interesting to think about. And then one of the most interesting things about this, well, aside from the big amplifier there, which I'm sure Vinyl Scratch would approve of, this right here, there's been very few like plushy type props in the show that we've seen. I mean, obviously there's Smarty Pants and similar dolls and stuff that weren't really like legit pony plushies. And I think there was like a stuffed Rainbow Dash doll in the CMC treehouse we saw at one point, but even that I don't think was anywhere near the quality of this. I mean, this looks like a high-end fan-made pony plush. I think that's the first time we've seen something like that in the show. But even more interesting is the fact that I thought it was just a unicorn at first, but if you look at this, notice here, these are bat wings. This is a Batwing Alicorn pony plush. That raises questions. Many questions. I don't really have any answers, but I mean, granted, it could be just a made-up thing because our plushies are all made-up fantasy creatures, obviously. But yeah, I find that intriguing, and I'm just wondering, are we ever going to get anything on the Bat Ponies? I know that's been hanging out there since forever, so I don't know. Sometimes it's getting really hard to tell these days what stuff is just put in there for the fun of it and what's actually foreshadowing of something. Is this foreshadowing? I don't know. If it is, it's going to be interesting. That's all I'll say about that. So, but yeah. Anyway, enough about that. Back to my notes here. So, yeah, clearly she had this phase that she was going through in life. And, you know, it kind of really makes sense where she got bitter over the fact that Sunburst left her hanging, and then she probably went through a real rebellious phase in her life, and, you know, went to all this stuff, and then ran, well, I don't know about ran away, but her dad said that Dad mentioned that she was really kind of like hurting or something, was, you know, having a really bad time with life when she left town. We don't know why she left or what she did between then and where we saw her in, you know, season 5. There's still a time gap there, but the pieces are definitely starting to fall into place a little bit on that. And just the fact that I'm jumping ahead of my notes a little bit here, but, you know, obviously there's a question, where is the other parents? You know, where's Starlight's mom in this? We've never actually seen her, don't know anything about her. I'm wondering if this was a situation where Starlight grew up with a single parent. Maybe her mom was never around. Maybe it was just her and her dad, which definitely would have had an impact on things, like, especially when Sunburst left her. She already was, you know, lacking a mom, and then lost her best friend and whatever. And I can see that leading to, you know, issues too of, you know, father-daughter, you know, he's being the only parent. Maybe he kind of went a little bit overboard with smothering her, which might have led to some things. And, you know, it's just lots of possibilities there. As far as why she isn't around, I mean, it's obviously really hard to say. Could have been a death for one of many reasons. Could it be a divorce or separation? Really don't know. I don't think either of the parents are still around, at least in this town, because if they were, I mean, granted, maybe they didn't want to be involved in this whole drama thing going on, but they still should have been there to, you know, greet their kids, since the kids hadn't been home to visit in a long time. So, you know, clearly there's something there. As I kind of really get the feeling that Starlight grew up in a single parent home. Which would help explain some things. But yeah, and I really don't think that Starlight's dad actually knows about the whole, you know, cult taking over the world type thing that she was trying to do. Because if he knew about that, he probably wouldn't still have been seeing her as just like his sweet little girl that he always remembered. But Starlight did say that she's made a lot of mistakes and has learned from them, but that's the closest we got there. And I mean, on one hand, I feel like this would have been kind of, you know, unlike other times where they keep poking at it just for the heck of it, this would have been a good time to bring up some of the past stuff and have it dealt with, but that would have distracted from the point of this episode. So it's fine as it is. Yeah, and as far as Sunburst goes, with his mom, we don't really know much about his past. We kind of got a little extension of what we learned back in the season 6 premiere, where he had, you know, admitted that he'd failed out of magic school, and here his mother said that he had he just really seemed lost when he flunked out of magic school. Like, that was the thing that he wanted the most, and he failed at it. And, you know, yeah, when something like that happens, you can really end up in a situation where you're just completely lost and aimless and not knowing where to go in your life. So, you know, it makes sense that she would want to help out by, you know, coming up with plans for him on, you know, what to do next. So, you know, and unfortunately we don't really know what happened between then and now. I mean, there's a lot of years that have passed. Obviously, he moved to the Crystal Empire once that returned, because there was an opportunity there, but we don't really know what things look like in between there. I get the feeling it was pretty rocky, because the way he was acting when we were first introduced to his character, there was definitely some demons from his past that are still chasing him a little bit there, and reuniting with Starlight helped both of them kind of move past some of that. So, and I do have to point out too that he, I said his mom was trying to help him out, and of course he wasn't liking that idea, so he's just ignoring all those letters. But maybe if he had actually read some of them, maybe things would have gone a little better. I said that, for as much as they're overbearing, some of their advice is actually good. You should listen to it. So, yeah. But anyway, and as far as Sunburst's dad, I don't know what to say about that one, because we've seen him. We saw his parents together in the flashbacks from Starlight, where in the scene where Sunburst ran off and went to magic school and left her behind. So where is he now? Again, a lot of years have passed between now and then. Between then and now, anything I could say at this point is pure speculation, and there's really no point in it. I'm sure all the possibilities already. So all I can say about that is I hope that is addressed at some point. But we will just have to wait and see if they ever go there for us. So, but anyway. So yeah, not the best episode, but still a really good episode for the season. I think a few couple little weak spots in it, but overall some good character growth, a little bit of world building is good, and I'm hoping now that with the addition of more parents, I'm really hoping we're headed towards a like a all parents episode at some point. It's just the stories they could tell about their kids. So many embarrassing stories. It would be funny to see, but man, that would be very challenging to put all the main sevens and everyone's parents together in one episode. That there would be so many character interactions. I'm not sure what that story would look like. I mean, just in the general concept is fun, but there needs to be a good story around it. So let's have to see if they ever come up with that for us. And I do have to point out one last thing. Starlight's line about when she was getting exasperated over the realization that they needed to fix things with their parents to, solve the map mission. It's like, can't we just go stop a war or something? I've spoken many times about what seems to be an inevitable war that Equestria will have to band together with its allies to win. So, is this foreshadowing? It might be a little subtle foreshadowing or something. I don't really have anything more to say on it other than it might be foreshadowing. I don't know, but Chrysalis has been absent, and I'm sure she's busy doing something, so we'll just have to see where this goes. But yeah, great episode. It's been fun. A lot of goofy faces in this one. A lot of crazy scenarios, but just always fun to see more of these particular characters. I'm glad they got to spend just in general some more time together again too, because I really like Sunburst and Starlight together, and I almost was wondering if there was going to be something with that, or even with their parents on that. It felt like we were going there, and it didn't quite, but you can read between the lines a little bit. So, and I've always seen some fan comics and things going that direction. So, yeah, just fun stuff, fun ideas to play around with. So, anyway, I got to wrap this up. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this with me, and I will see you again soon for another episode. Stay tuned.